Episode number 5. We are going to take the material that we've got coming up to our base and we're going to start to lay out our smelting floor. So this should be a interesting episode because we have a lot of potential stuff coming up on these elevators, and we'll need to be able to get it out to the various sections that we're going to use to smelt. And then once those materials have been smelted, we need to then pass them upstairs to the next floor. So what we're going to do is just start by building out the foundations a little on this floor. We're probably going to make it a little bit wider than the footprint that we've got down below, just so that we've got room here for what'll essentially be like each one of these elevator sections has 3 conveyors. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be 14 rows of smelters that we're going to do. And each row of smelters might be, I don't know, 4 or 5 squares across. So we got a lot of extra foundation to build on this level. All right, here's our production floor. And what I'm going to start with here is just extending this sort of corner section here where we've got our products coming up. And with it being sort of 14 rows of this stuff, we should just sort of figure out what one row of smelting column is gonna take. And then we'll kind of lay the rest of the foundations off of that. So if we kind of go just into the middle here somewhere, where are we at here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So about 7 in. 4, 5, 6, 7. Somewhere around here. We'll call this the middle of our factory floor. And so the way this is going to work is we're going to have a conveyor coming down the middle. Oh, really? We're out of materials already. Okay, we're going to just grab some concrete here from down below. My bad. My bad. 200 will at least get us the layout of the footprint, and then we'll do the full build out kind of between episodes, just so you don't have to watch me replicate everything over and over and over again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere around here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the way that we'll work this is we'll kind of do dual smelters here. So at each section here, we're going to put a smelter. How's that centered wise? Not bad. This is awful cramped in here, though. I wonder if we shouldn't just push it back. It's gonna make our floor huge if we use up too much space, but I'd rather have it look good. So we'll kind of just line it up right with the front there, right with the back there. And then off of this guy is gonna go a splitter. Key with the splitters, in case you haven't noticed, splitters and mergers, is when you're trying to lock it in, you'll see it just kind of passes right through the conveyor. Just keep going up, because then it'll snap in as soon as you hit a specific spot, kind of raising yourself up, and then you can go left and right a little bit to kind of line it up more exact. So we'll do the same thing on this side. A smelter right about I think that's how we did it. Lined up there and at the back. Yeah, the feet at the back of the line. Is that how we've got it here? Feet at the back of the line? No, but this also looks like it's because it's flipped. It's the other thing about placing these things. You got to remember, orange is the input. So I think that now is going to be feet at the back of the line. Perfect. So 3 and out, and then for the picking up of this stuff on the back side, we're going to use a merger. In the middle of this row. Like that. And that should be fine on the back end. We don't need much more distance than that. So if we do the same thing on this side, we do a merger here. That is the sort of setup that we want. Now, the only decision that you have to make is some people will route this stuff so that it's all flowing back the same direction as the inputs, and some people will have it route out the front here. If you have it route out the front, you're going to need an awful lot of room for each of these stacks of iron to kind of come out here and along the front and feed that, and then you're going to have this long set of conveyors here in the middle that will also need to pick up all of the material going there. So let's just see how wide we are here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide. So it's 7 wide for each one lane of iron smelting, which is huge. That's massive. Now, I've got 7 times 3, so I got 21 and 21. So I've got 42 lanes of this. What is that in math? Pull out the old calculator. 42 times 7. 294 squares wide. So divide that by 2. That's 147. So from the middle of this one, if we take this as our center, we're going to have 147 in this direction and 147 in that direction that we're going to have. And so far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we might be a little bit over scale here. Maybe what we'll do, let's see if we can float that in half, because maybe we'll just split this building in half. We'll have iron on one side and copper on the other, or something like that. We'll split this building up. So if we do that, if we do 147 divided by 2, 73.5 to do both lanes. That's a lot more reasonable, but it's still going to be massive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 or 7. Yeah, no matter how you cut this, this floor is going to be massive if we do that. We obviously don't need it all right away. Like, we can start with number 1 and maybe build ourselves out to wherever we've got to go for the one side of the building here. Boy, it's going to take some thought. So you can see a lot of people use spreadsheets in this game. You can kind of see why. It's like, if I need this to be 7 of those and 3 of those, how do I get... Lowest common denominator is, even if I shrink this up, like I'm going to shrink it up like a half a square here and a half a square here, it's still going to have me 6 wide instead of 7 wide. So any way we cut this to do this many rows of elevator is going to be massive. The other thing we can do is just cut down the number of rows too. I mean, we're not going to be this massive right off the bat. That's for darn sure. Let's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be... This will be the middle of this. Carve it out. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be, if this is the center, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next 4 will be for the next one. The next 4 will be for the next one. This is still way overbuilt. You know what I'm going to do is we're going to cut this in half, and we're going to have it so we can load from either side. So in this particular case, what'll happen here is we're going to load from this side. How are we going to do this here? Just need to throw up a storage bin here so I can reorganize some stuff. So for this one, we're going to load from this side. So we're going to MK1 conveyor from there to there. And then we're going to go out this side. And we're going to want to do that with each one of these 3. So we'll start with the bottom one. And then middle one. And we'll basically wipe this out. So no matter which side we're coming in, the other side will be empty. So this will come out, and we'll have a regular wall here. Actually, technically, all of that's going to come out. Oh, we did the other side too. That was not what I wanted. And of course, it's encroaching the other's clearance because that is just my luck. All right. Regular walls on the back. Okay. One, two, three, four. So the middle one of these four is essentially going to be my first shot at this. So let's deconstruct as much of this as we can. And we'll try again from square one. So we'll be routing this stuff this way and this stuff this way. So we're going to have 1, 3, 6, 9, 10 that are all going that way. And 10 going the other way. This one will come off of here. So if we're going 10, we're going to send it down that way. This will be for the products that are returning this direction. We'll probably have them go into the wall here. So that's 2 lanes. So it'll start. My smelting column will start here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be where the second smelting column will start. And I think we said we're going 10, so we got that's the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, That's the end of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be the start of the next one. And that's 3 lanes. Holy shnikey, that's going to be huge. So the way that we'll build this then, just because of how massive this is going to end up being, is every time we add another 3 lanes in there, we will just reroute the first 3 lanes. Does that make sense, you guys? Do you understand what I mean by that? So, like, if this is going to be our first smelting column, and this is going to be our second, and that's going to be our third, when we go and add these 3 pipes, we'll tie this one back into here instead of the first one that we're going to do here. We'll tie this one over there. This one will go to the second one. That one will go to the third one, and we'll build 3 more out there. So we'll just kind of, as we grow or as we add additional lines, we'll just keep shifting things down. We'll keep adding rows as we go. This is going to be huge. It's going to be cool. All right, so if that's the case, let's just build these 3 lines out, because that's all we need for right now. Yeah, and of course we need more concrete. That must be literally right at the edge of what we can handle for damage or for fall distance. Just to keep some stuff rolling there. Actually, let's do this too. We'll just refill on those. Oh, crap. Forgot to grab the concrete. And we won't have to go far. Like, you'll see once we get this first one built out and we start to do some of the math on this. It's not like we have to... It's not like we're going to build out this entire stretch with all smelters and all that goodness. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put our smelter out. Splitters here. And off of this one. And off of this one. And now let's just do a little bit of math here. So this is going to be our iron ingots. Iron ingots. Iron ingots. It will pull in 30 per minute and output 30 per minute. So if each one of these lines is 60, guess what? I don't need 2 and 3 and 4. I literally just need 1. So, if that's the case, maybe what we should do is be combining some of these and sending them out. Let's just build out this little 3-pod here and see something. Oops. What are we doing here? Smelters. So if that's the case, we should join these downstairs and then bring them up on an MK2. That would be more efficient. We'll start this way and we'll just see where we go. So the first laneway here is going to be for materials. Oh, and we also are then going to need power up here too. That would be a good thing to sort out. So we'll have a row of power poles coming down like this. And this one will feed the first one, and then we'll feed down the way here to the next 2. So the next 2, we'll kind of just set this right in the middle of the 2. Do this one and this one. So this will be where the next aisle is going, which means that this is the next power pole. So if I can reach from here to there, and from here to here, this will be where we'll send our power down. I don't know if it'll reach. Oh, it does. Sweet. And then coming out the back here will be our mergers and our line of stuff getting out of here. Mergers, logistics, mergers. will be to send this out. This direction. And we'll have to figure out where we put our wall for this stuff. We could just make another conveyor wall right next to this one. But we've got those rocks down there, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, I think we're going to have to upgrade this as quickly as possible to Mark II conveyor belts. We'll have to send it up here on a Mark II, and then we can just double this pathway in. So I think it's just going to be a matter of combining our resources properly down below for the very first part of this build. So you can kind of get a feel for the math here that we're going to be doing. I know I say that a lot, but there really is a lot of math in this game. It's kind of why when we started doing this, I kind of started by throwing in the merger here. It's because ideally that's what you want to do. You want to have a bunch of different miners feeding like one mega thing and only take up the one path in the short term. But problem with that is that we wind up in this situation. So what we should do, let's get rid of this and this and this, and we will have a merger here that will spit out that direction. This will need to be a Mark II conveyor coming out. And for now, it'll be a Mark I going in. Just let this stuff get off the end of the conveyor before I steal it back. And this one will come out here like so. And this will become a Mark II. So here, to upgrade, if you select the Mark II, and you point it at a Mark I, it'll upgrade that belt to a Mark II. Actually, that's not what I was trying to do. What I was trying to do is make the bottom one a Mark II. We'll worry about the middle and the top one later. Okay, so that's Mark II all the way up to here. Not exactly sure how much more material I'm going to need in order to do this, so we're just going to put the Mark II over there. It's 40 and we've got 3. So we got to get out of here, get to our craft bench, and get our 40 of those reinforceds, which, if I remember right, is iron plate and screws. So we'll head up top side and we'll get some screws and build those plates. So what this is going to do, just from the math that I was doing in my head and not really explaining to you guys, is we're going to have 120 going in the bottom and coming out the top, and that 120 will then feed 4 smelters, and we've got 6 in that column. So it'll feed the first 4, and then just the way that the math works out, every once in a while it's going to pop out an extra iron, and that 3rd smelter will catch that one and process it. If it does happen to slow down or have a little hiccup or whatever, that just picks up the slack and will smelt the extra. I'm just building a few extras here. I'll probably go up to the whole 70, whatever it was, 81 that we're able to build, just because we're going to use them upstairs. Once we get the elevator built, we'll have to go upstairs and sort of upgrade up there as well. And once we've got that producing at full capacity, we will start our 2nd floor, and then we'll get our manufacturing going upstairs. All right, 81. Do I need to pick anything else up before I go up there? Probably a few iron plates. Maybe some concrete. We got lots of concrete. We're okay for the rest. So the reason that we're going top side first is because you can upgrade it from the top or the bottom. It really doesn't matter. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll get a view of it from here, and we'll hit the MK2 lift. We'll say upgrade it to MK2. Then we'll grab our MK2 belts and we'll upgrade the inside one, the next one, the next one. So essentially we're going to get this one going the same direction. We'll hop it up over top of this with a lift. So we'll kind of do stackable conveyor pole here. And one literally just on the other side, like that. And it'll come up and over and down. The idea is to bring it down as steeply as we can. We'll do another merger here. Looks like the right spot there. And that's essentially it. So that's our whole build. I have to do some upgrading of some belts here to 120s because these things output 30 and they take in 30. So for every 2 of those, it's going to be 60. And then this main belt will need to be 120 to carry them all off and up to our second floor. So we'll break for here. It's the end of our sort of half an hour, 45 minutes. And when you guys come back, I'll have built sort of the second floor. I'll have the walls and the stuff ready to go up. And these ones, because they're not on elevators going down, they're going to be fine because of those rocks. So we'll spit them out on the wall, kind of where we talked about right here. And we'll have them just go up to the next floor. And the next floor, in this case, we're not going to do 10 again. We're only going to do 4 or 5. I'm going to have to measure the height here for a bunch of stacker poles, but we'll have it essentially sort of 5 high, and then we'll put a floor in. We don't want to be high enough that this guy starts cutting through our base. So whatever height he's at, we'll probably just back it down by one wall section. That might be the easiest way to do it, and then we can work our math backwards from there. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me on another episode. And we'll see you again for the next one. Thank you.